We have been talking about movies from 2001. We've been celebrating them this year, the 25th anniversary, along with 2006. But Garrett, you and I just recently did The Fast and the Furious, which was a good time. Loved,
Oh yeah,
you got to love that movie. Paul
you do.
Walker, just amazing. But it just so happens Paul Walker does another film in 2001 where he is, pretty much dressed exactly like he is in the Fast and Furious, and he's on the road in a car, and a lot of action, a lot of intensity, and we're like, let's talk about it.
Yeah,
So, you know, Joyride, the thriller that nobody saw coming, and
no.
Garrett, we're gonna talk about it right now. So let's talk about a film by John Dahl, his 2001 gripping roadside thriller, Joyride.
Breaker 19.
It started out as a simple prank,
Hey there, this is Candy Cane. Who's this?
Rusty Nail.
but now
I'll be at the Lone Star Motel.
What room?
the joke is on them.
Watching us.
Joyride, rated R. Friday, only in theaters.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jeff Johnson,
And I'm Garrett Gibson.
and you see her sporting our brand new A Film by T-shirt. Our very own slasher girl, Amanda Janik, is back with us. Amanda, it is so awesome to see you, to have you back with us. How you been?
Good. Busy, but good.
Listeners, if you are not familiar with Amanda, she has long time listener of the show, supports us on our Patreon. Just an amazing girl. We dubbed her the slasher girl. We're like, this is the girl, because you like scary movies, you like horror films, but the slasher is like your bread and butter, right, Amanda?
Absolutely.
so-
You can take your ghosts, you can take your dolls, you can take all that. Just give me the machetes and the sluts, and I'm good.
The machetes and the sluts, Garrett.
I like it.
Yeah. So look, we wanted to talk Joyride, but we're like, look, it's not typically what you would call a slasher, but if it gives us any excuse to beg Amanda to come join us, hang out, and
Yeah.
especially a special episode like this. This is a bonus episode, so we thought, why not have some fun, Garrett? Let's put it on video, So
Absolutely, brother.
if you're listening to this episode, if you're streaming it off of Spotify or Apple or one of the other 75 streamers, that's awesome. Or if you're watching it on YouTube, we thank you. And if you like what you see, how could you not? Hit subscribe. Become one of the followers. That way you don't miss anything. So, John Dahl, he's one of those guys. You don't know the name right off the bat unless you're a true cinephile, I don't think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I got a couple things, 3 things you may not know about John Dahl, and a quote, which kind of a long quote, so I didn't bother transcribing it, but I got it written here. Be ready, Jeff.
Oh my God, you have the movie on in the background.
He does.
Yeah, as we've been playing it and getting all joyride.
That's really
Joyride it up.
I just told you I have no attention span. Now I'm going to be like,
You're like, oh wait, yeah. So 3 things you may not know about John Dahl. First and foremost, good friends with Francis Ford Coppola.
Okay.
Coppola sees his directorial debut, loves it. They become fast friends, and it's actually Francis Ford Coppola who basically gets his film Red Rock West put together because Coppola convinces his nephew to star in the film, and I'm talking about Nicolas Cage. So,
Oh yeah.
very, very cool movie. Another thing, cool movies that we'll never see. This one makes me sad a little bit, but in 1994, John Dahl was set to direct an action thriller called Meltdown, starring Dolph Lundgren, from a screenplay by John Carpenter.
Ooh, nice.
I mean, it's shut up and take my money. I'm ready for this. And unbelievably, just a few days before they start production, where their cameras are rolling, they're ready to go, the whole thing gets shut down because Trimark and Miramax get into this nasty legal dispute over the rights, and the movie just goes away. It's gone. So, just, one more reason to hate Harvey Weinstein. If you needed another reason,
I don't think we need it anymore.
We don't need another reason, but yeah, he robbed us of this kick-ass movie. And then one other thing, John Dahl wants you all to know that, contrary to popular belief, he is of no relation to popular children's author Roald Dahl. So,
okay,
just confirming. I'm confirming that for John here and there, here and now. If you're wondering, how's a guy like this get into movie making? Like, where did he find his passion? It was actually Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange. Dahl had this to say: "It captured my imagination so much. It was the first film that I saw that made me realize that somebody has to make this stuff. Somebody has to build those sets. Somebody has to paint those paintings. All of a sudden, it became accessible. The movie was so compelling and interesting to me on so many levels. The one thing that struck me was that somebody made a movie and that it was something that I maybe possibly could do." So I think that's cool when, because that's not the first time we've seen like a amazing director with an amazing film decides, I'm going to be a filmmaker because I went and saw this particular movie. So
absolutely. I mean, I think that's the way Antoine Fuqua ends up being, Kevin Smith ends up being.
Yep.
There's a couple of them that just see someone's masterpiece that may have been underrated or even underappreciated, but they understood the direction that they were going for and actually saw the art form behind it. And that's why we get so many of our amazing directors in the late 90s and, of course, the 21st century here, which is just simply amazing. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Now, we're going to talk about Joyride, but before we do, we're going to put Amanda to the test. Amanda, you've been on the show a couple times. You've done like our limited series 1996. You did The Craft with Amber Lewis, our very own Voice of Reason, and you've done some fun stuff on Patreon with our friend Chuck Bryan from the Cinematic Flashback podcast. Yeah. So shout out to Chuck. Amanda, did you know Deadly Friend, that episode? One of our most downloaded, one of our most viewed. I don't know why, it's an awesome movie. We had a good time talking about it.
Because people love that movie.
I think they just loved hearing you talk about it. It is. It's good, dumb fun, but you got to come back. We got to keep that tradition going with Chuck. We got to do another like something Deadly Friend, or like a deadly, whatever. We've
I
done
believe
two
in
now.
our thread we had several different ideas, so we got to get back again.
We'll be back. We'll be back for that. But Amanda, this season, as we celebrate the anniversaries of films from 2001 and 2006, we are no longer doing like the very detailed synopsis to let people know what the film's all about. We've been challenging each other with what we call the 5-word synopsis. So, Amanda, can you tell us what Joyride is using exactly 5 words?
I can't, even though you threw me for a loop with that one. Okay, my 5 words are: Rusty Nail likes candy cane.
Garrett, I think we got to give her that one. That works.
I'll give her that one. That's a good one.
I got one that's a little more cerebral, but Garrett, I'm gonna give you first crack at it. What do you got?
Oh, I've got nothing.
You got nothing?
I've got nothing. I didn't prepare for this.
You're usually good at this, man. You're one of the, you typically don't struggle. All right. Well, I'm gonna save the day. We can't just have our guest be the only one with one. How about highway prank provokes psychotic trucker?
There it is. Okay, I like that one. Yeah.
Look, Amanda's counting it off.
She's counting them off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did my homework.
Okay.
Amanda, I gotta ask, because like, listen, when you've done the show before, you've always had some fun. When we're like, tell us what the movie's about. Do you have anything prepared, like aside from the 5-word synopsis, which I think yours was fantastic.
I do.
Okay.
I do. Please excuse me for a moment.
Okay. She's getting all. Now she looks like the librarian. Ready to go. Hey, that's a compliment. Where I'm at, the librarian's hot, so
Okay. All right. Well, that's good because we need these. Okay, buckle up, kids. All right. Joyride 2001 is 90 minutes of proof that Steve Zahn is a national treasure, and honestly, the world should put him in a bubble just to be safe. But the film itself is what happens when two bored guys, one hot, the other fresh out of jail, go on a road trip and decide to prank a trucker and accidentally invite exploding ice, plastic wrap, and prayers that you have a tetanus shot. It's a real actions have consequences kind of flick. Paul Walker is just trying to pick up a girl named Venna, who unfortunately gets pulled straight into the chaos after his brother talks him into catfishing a trucker named Rusty Nail. She goes from suspiciously put together and underdressed post-breakup at 3 a.m. to suspiciously put together damsel in distress in record time. Buffalo Bill, Rusty Nail, does not like to be made a fool of, and he dedicates his entire existence to ruining theirs. Other lives ruined include a poor ice trucker, a racist douchebag at a no-tell-motel, a poor manager at another no-tell-motel, and Venna's friend Charlotte. Of course it's Charlotte. This is 2001. So now it's less romantic slapstick road trip and more shit if only we minded our own business. Joyride is a joyride filled with Zahnisms, HIPAA violations, and morality tales that could be translated to the modern internet age. Pay attention. Unfortunately, the world is full of candy canes, and we have one less Paul Walker.
When they re-release the special edition Blu-ray, they just need to have that on the back of the box.
I agree. I was so proud of that.
You knocked that one out of the park.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Garrett, did she just give us our new tagline for previously on? Two guys, one hot, one recently out of jail. just let people decide. Like,
which one's which? I like that.
Who's hot? Who's out of jail? Yeah,
exactly.
We'll let you guys decide. We'll figure
I'm
it out.
okay with that.
Yeah. So I remember the first time I saw this. This was, me and my buddies. We all went to the theater, took the girlfriends. This was like one of those where you walk out, everyone's having a good time. Everyone had fun. There's something for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Paul Walker, Lily Sobieski. You got the incredibly hilarious Steve Zahn. You've got, Ted Levine. That voice is just menacing.
It is.
And this movie, like, I dig this movie because it kind of makes me feel like it's got like a Duel versus The Hitcher vibe happening. Amanda, would you agree? Like, I know you've seen both of those. Anything with a menacing truck is always scary. Even Jeepers Creepers with the Creepers truck. Like, there's something about.
Did you find Maximum Overdrive creepy then too?
Not necessarily creepy. I love Maximum Overdrive though. I'm not gonna. We covered it. I saw that when I was 10 years old at AC/DC soundtrack. Emilio Estevez is running around, and you got that Green Goblin truck by the Happy Toys truck. There wasn't anything for me not to love in that movie. Right. So I am unapologetically a fan of it. I always will be. It's
Good
awesome.
for you. I love that for you.
Yeah, it's a fantastic film. So let's talk a little bit about this cast. So again, Paul Walker, as we mentioned, he's about to explode on the silver screen in The Fast and the Furious. He does this film first. Now, here's the crazy thing. The character, script's written by it's co-written by J.J. Abrams, and I want to say a guy named Clay Tarver. I think I'm getting that right. The character that he's portraying is supposed to be like this kind of a putz, kind of like a guy that just can't get it together, who's trying to find himself, trying to prove himself. Initially, they're looking at Tobey Maguire, and something with the schedule doesn't work out. Paul Walker comes in, and John Dahl's like, hey, this guy, look at him. He is not the goofball, the bumbling guy that we need. This guy looks like a hero. But Paul Walker has such a good reading. They're like, we're changing it. Let the older brother be the goofy sidekick, and then we'll let this guy be like the hero that needs to test himself, needs to challenge himself. So I don't know. I mean, does this work with Tobey Maguire, Amanda?
No.
Even close, or
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, you don't know. I mean, we didn't see it, but
No.
I like it better with Paul Walker, with how good looking he is. Just
Dreamy.
seeming to be very innocent, though.
Yeah.
Very puppy dog-ish. I like the dynamic, the three-way dynamic when there's a Paul Walker involved.
Yeah. Garrett, what do you think, performance-wise, Lily Sobieski playing Venna?
Honestly, I actually really enjoyed her as kind of like almost a final girl is essentially the role she's kind of playing in this. She's very believable in the role, and I think she plays very well with Paul Walker and Steve Zahn in this film. Especially little scenes like you get with her and Steve Zahn joking, staying up late, watching TV, having those couple extra drinks. Like, just scenes like that make me feel like that they did go the right direction with her. Again, I couldn't imagine this film without Paul Walker, but I also could not imagine the film without her. I don't think at any point in time in 2001 there would have been any better actress picked for this role. I don't think.
I agree. Now they got to be careful though, because there's the whole movie is like kind of like a will they won't they. They even Steve Zahn's character, he's like, so what's the deal? Like, are you going after, like, he wants to know, and they can't really dig into that much because you got to remember Paul Walker's 26.
Yeah,
she's 16 when she does this movie.
I did not know that.
They got to be very careful. Even Amanda was like, in her brilliant synopsis is, scantily clothed or whatever, whatever she said. That was, but then again, that's Lily's decision. I'll just go ahead and tell you, if you own the DVD or the Blu-ray of this, there are three separate audio commentaries, which I'm a total nerd for. I'm going to love that and listen to all of them. One of them happens to be kind of a patched together commentary between Steve Zahn and Lily Sobieski, and to the point that when she's on the screen, it's her talking about the movie. When he's on the screen, it's him talking about the movie. And sometimes they kind of mesh them together. But she kind of points out, she's like, "Oh, look at me! Look at what I'm wearing. Look what you can see." But hey, I feel like you've got to be like that. Like, she's like, I wanted my character to dress like this and look like this. So very interesting. She's doing The Glass House this same year, or is it 2006? I'm thinking. I know Garrett,
I believe,
2006, right? Because I know this month we're going to talk to Angela about The Glass House on Patreon.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a double Paul Walker, double Lily Sobieski. So, Amanda, you could not be more accurate about your thoughts on Steve Zahn. This guy makes the movie, as far as I'm concerned.
I love
He
him.
does.
I love him. I absolutely just adore him. And to watch his evolution as an actor too, as recently as 8-Bit Christmas.
Yeah,
If you guys
great
have
movie,
seen
by the way.
that.
Yes.
I love that movie. I absolutely adore it. So to watch him go from this type of character to then, fast forward however many years, 25 years later, playing a dad, still totally Steve Zahn, still the same guy. I absolutely love him. I have a list of my favorite Steve Zahnisms from this movie. So we'll see if we get to that.
Correct. You drop one whenever you're ready to, because he's hilarious. He is. And I watched the director's, like, so Dahl has a director's commentary on this. Abrams has a commentary, screenwriter, and then, like I said, Sobieski and Zahn have a commentary. They're talking, when you listen to John Dahl's commentary, though, he's talking about how the script really doesn't have any comedy, but it's just the way Steve reads the lines that it couldn't help but be funny, and we needed that. And what's funny is in Zahn's commentary, he's like, listen, this movie is so creepy and intense and scary. Like, you have to break it up with some funny shit every now and then. And so I just went for it. I thought I'd have some fun, and they loved everything he did. He's fantastic. I've been a Zahn fan for a while. Like, he's good in everything he does. So.
Yeah, I think the first two things I saw him in was this and Saving Silverman, which are both just amazing Steve Zahn films.
That Steve Zahn and Jack Black, you would think Jack Black just runs away with it as the funny guy, but you would be wrong. Like, Steve Zahn is just incredible in that. We ought to cover that one time. We need to do like a comedy month or something. Yeah. Amanda, I know you love your scary stuff. The voice of Rusty Nail coming across the CB just creeps you out, right? It should creep you out. It should creep you out. Yeah. So imagine, if you will, a different voice. Because Ted Levine came in at the last moment when they just said, this other guy is just it's not going to work. His voice doesn't seem menacing. Rusty Nail's voice was almost provided by Eric Stoltz. Eric Stoltz. And then they finally they're like, it's a little too gentle. It's a little too.
Poor Eric Stoltz. So he got cut from
too non-threatening.
And then he got like, dude,
poor guy.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Then he gets the mask. So he got mask.
He got the Rocky Dennis story. He's fine.
I mean,
he's one of the coolest characters in Pulp Fiction. He's Lance.
Yeah. It's kind of like Tobey Maguire. I mean, he missed out on this, and he missed out on Training Day the same year. I mean, come on.
yeah. We talked about that.
Yeah,
Tobey Maguire just getting shut down left and right.
Exactly.
But you can't. Again, you're not. We're not gonna feel sorry for him because
he's Spider-Man.
He becomes Spider-Man. He loses this. He loses Training Day, and then he's like, oh well, he's Peter Parker now. Sam Raimi bought into him, so.
Yeah, exactly.
It worked out for him. It definitely worked out for him.
Could you imagine alternate universe Paul Walker Spider-Man like that?
I don't know.
Exactly.
He's just too good looking. Paul Walker could have played Flash Thompson. I would have bought that.
Yeah.
No, you guys, ladies' perspective here. We saw Paul Walker full bare ass. Him in the Spider-Man outfit. That's fine. It's fine. I'm on board with that. That's all we needed.
Okay.
I'm on board with that casting change.
Okay. Well, I guess we're good then. I guess we're good.
We're good.
A couple things about the background of this movie. And listen, there's a ton. Like, I thought, it's a fun horror film from 2001. There's probably a few things. No, they could make like a series of documentaries about how much went into this. We'll tell you, initially, film was called Squelch.
That's a terrible.
Don't think that's a terrible name. I'm JJ as in Jeff Johnson, not JJ as in JJ Abrams, so that's on him. But they did change it. They also changed it in the theatrical release. If you're watching this in the United Kingdom, it is not called Joyride. It's called Roadkill. Now,
which is they named one of the sequels that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think maybe the second one or third. I don't know. I know there's like two sequels, but Amanda, any guesses as to why they purposely changed it from Joyride in the United Kingdom?
No.
I'll tell you. Joyriding.
Roxette?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's a good song. Well, no. Over there, the term joyride means youth that steal cars for the explicit reason of racing them, which is funny because it's Paul Walker.
Right.
But they're like that's they didn't want to give people the wrong idea. Like, oh, it's a movie about young kids stealing cars and racing them.
That's interesting.
So they had to change it. It becomes Joyride. Yeah. Shot on the Nevada highways. John Dahl says basically state of Nevada is the best place to film because they're like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. We'll shut down the highway. You gotta film it, and like all this scene because it's a road movie like Duel or The Hitcher, and they basically just drove down the same 20-mile stretch of highway like they drive this way, and then they drive back, and then back and forth. And they'd have to close down the highways to set up shots and get production going. But interesting nonetheless, especially when you think about it. They're in a picture car, which means the car that Paul Walker buys is basically it's
For
up on a ramp.
$1,100.
Yeah, and they're just stuck in this car, so they've got to, it was like John Dahl says, hey, it's important. I wanted you to see. A lot of the movie takes place at night, so he thought, I want people to see the vast emptiness of where they're at, so that when Rusty Nail's on the prowl, that it's not like they can just pull up in this town or that town, or there's no one around. And he wanted to build that sense of fear in you, because you've watched 20 minutes of this movie, 25 minutes of this movie, of just seeing nothingness outside. The sun's baking down the desert. There's nothing out there. And it leads to a scene I definitely want to talk about here in a minute. But I don't know, just some awesome stuff with this film. If you're wondering about the chemistry between Walker and Zahn, so I think first off, I totally buy that they're brothers. If you have a younger brother or an older brother, that him punching him in the arm, come on, and pranking each other, like that's your brother. Garrett, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, dude, yeah, having three brothers, that's exactly how it was growing up with them. I'm very much of a Steve Zahn-esque. Just a smart ass, any chance I can get.
Yeah, kind of me too. But no, Dahl felt like, hey, I know how to do this chemistry, but they need to be brothers. I need to mix it up, because he had just done Rounders with Matt Damon and Edward Norton. And again, you've got these two friends that have some controversy, have some distance in them. They're a little estranged, and they got to find a way to work together. So he's like, well, I can't tell that story again, but if they're brothers, they don't have a choice. They have to, you're not going to turn your back on your brother,
No.
You're on your way to pick up the girl of your dreams, and then you find out your brother's in jail and needs paroled. Like, you're probably going to bail him out. You're going to help him out.
You will.
So, yeah. Amanda, let's talk scenes. We've always done like the pivotal moment thing, but we're going to open it up here for you. I know there's a scene you probably want to talk about. So whether it's the, scene with the best cinematography, scene with the best performance, is the pivotal moment. What comes to mind for you when you're talking Joyride? What's the go-to scene for you?
Well, if you're going to talk pivotal moment, I would think it's when they first make contact with Rusty Nail.
Oh gosh,
the entire movie hinges on that right there, and I think that's one of the scenes where Steve Zahn just shines. The whole line about I knew it. These guys are so horny. Like,
I knew it.
I knew it. That's obviously the entire movie hinges on that one scene. Mm-hmm. It's my favorite scene of the movie because it's playful, whatever, but what's coming. You know the dread. They don't. They just think it's funny.
Yeah. Well, and you have to, pranks are pranks. You have to wonder, because Zahn is hilarious in this, but there's this one moment where he kind of toughens up when they're trying to talk Rusty Nail down, and he's like, dude, get some help. Like, you got to wonder if he was like, man, we made a stupid mistake where we apologize. We kind of, we took it too far. You got to wonder.
I believe the exact line is, you need to find a highly trained psychiatrist, not a psychologist. You need some serious drugs.
Yeah. He's provoking him. Like, what do you expect him to do? Right. It's just, I love the fact that they do provoke him, because this movie, this cat and mouse style, I'm a big fan of these like cat and mouse thrillers. I love this one. It's fantastic. Garrett, let's talk about a scene. What are you thinking?
Honestly, it's the scene that follows the first interaction with Rusty Nail. It's when they get to room 18 and they call him into room 17. It's the muffled fight that you can hear between the absolute asshole that was in the lobby at the hotel and Rusty Nail. And you can hear him say, "Oh, you're black sheep," and all that. You can hear the squealing of the other gentleman as he's getting his lower mandible ripped off and all that. But it's in that moment where they realize the severity of their actions, and these are the consequences that someone else is facing because of a joke that they decided to play. So I kind of like this because it's a severe turn in showing. Yeah.
Rusty visiting the motel is the scene I wanted to talk about. And it's funny because in a movie that has over the top suspense and, scares, a scene like this, I think, might be one of the scarier moments in the film. And the reason being is, think about it, in everyday life, how many, if there's ever been a time where you heard something and you were kind of like looking out the window, or you're looking through the peephole outside, like, and you're seeing something that potentially is going wrong, and you're listening in. It's a scary thing. It's a scary situation, and I think these guys nail it in this. Like the way they're creeping up to the wall and they're just listening in. Amazing use of the phone ringing in this moment, because first off, they call to check on the guy, and you can hear the phone ringing, and then until it stops. This scene I just feel is like very Hitchcockian. Honestly,
It is.
Because you're just like, okay, we know who's over there, and we know what's happening. We don't know what's happening, but we know something bad's happening, and they're this close to the danger. And you can hear a pin drop, and all of a sudden, who has that ring on a phone? I mean, it's like the most abusive ring of a telephone, but it jolts you out of, like, I remember like seeing it in the theater, like people were jumping up because like, it jolts you, and it's, oh yeah, thanks for checking. All right, awesome.
I appreciate you bringing that scene up too, because something I noticed on the rewatch that I don't remember paying attention to back in the day, a lesser movie, when they put their ears up against the wall and everything, would have made the conversation way more clear.
Yes, it would have.
Oh yeah,
because people are dumb, or at least the filmmakers think we're dumb. I like the way it was muffled. You couldn't make out everything they were saying. You had to use your imagination as to what was happening. A lesser movie would have had a body thrown against the wall, that, cat jumping out of a window type scare, whatever.
That big picture might have,
Yep. Yeah. It was very subtle, and it really caught my attention. Mm-hmm. This last viewing, just how subtle it was.
And to touch on your point, I think it's a great scene because they do leave so much up to the imagination, because it's like what's going on in there. And then the brothers have the moment where they're like, oh shit, we just got a truck driver beat up by this asshole from the lobby.
Yeah.
Turns out that was not the case, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Steve, wait, you're saying the big dude is the victim? Yes. Yeah. That's what we are saying. Amanda, you'll be happy to know this is Steve Zahn's favorite scene in the entire film, by the way.
Interesting.
Yeah, he loved it. He was just like, man. And to your point, the muffled voices, a weaker film you would have heard it better.
Yeah.
Or they would have cut to we would have seen the action happen, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which ruins it. It ruins the suspense.
It does.
Because we have, like, think about this in life. Think about how many people, and I know I've done it, maybe you guys have too, but if you are trying to see something on the road, you turn your radio down. We don't know why.
I do it all the time.
The radio volume is not altering your vision, and it's the same thing when you're trying to listen intently, you're trying to hear something. What do? You squint your eyes.
Squint your eyes.
You're like, wait. And this scene really captures that. Their physical acting here up against the wall, just I don't know. These guys nailed it. Absolutely loved it.
And that's one of my favorite things about the scene, is because they're getting close to the wall, and like you're trying to lean in or turn your television up so you can hear a little bit better what's going on. So I feel like it engages you, and then the phone rings and scares the absolute shit out of you.
Yeah, because you're listening so hard, and then that ring is just like, holy shit. Yeah, I'd be curious to see, like, if you're watching this with subtitles, if it just says muffled dialogue, or if it just maybe it says something. You never know.
Well, what's interesting too is later the scene with the cop,
Yeah.
you know, that asshole cop, they call back to that because he asked.
Oh, you talking about Jim
Yeah.
Beaver from Supernatural?
Is that who it is? I don't know.
Yeah, we love that guy. He's awesome.
See, I only know Jensen Ackles. He's in Supernatural, right? Or
yeah.
no, or is that I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
you got
Jared,
it.
yeah.
But
him
the
and
cop
Jared.
asked him what did the noises sound like.
Oh, wait, okay.
love
You're talking about
that
the cop with the toothpick. Okay, Jim Beaver
I
Yeah.
love that
is the
line,
sheriff.
Though. Steve Zahn is all like, I don't know. They were like,
Yeah.
and that's literally what we heard.
Yeah.
It is.
I love that callback.
Yeah, and see, John Dahl loves that performance by Steve right there. He talks about in the audio commentary. He talks about, he goes, yeah, this is written to be a serious moment, but Steve's not trying to be silly.
No.
He's legitimately that day he was trying to convey the seriousness, and it just sounded funny. Like we just couldn't help
did.
but laugh. And we're like, no, that's what his guy would do. That's what his character is gonna do. He's not trying to be a dick about it, but he's still being himself, you know.
Yeah, it's because he's stupid, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
the character
he's-
is stupid. So I mean,
He is, yeah.
yeah,
He's
fits it
lovably
perfectly.
stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you one other scene that I just want to call out because it's probably the first moment where I'm like, oh shit. Even after the motel scene, which is scary enough, you know, it's intense enough. When Zahn's talking tough, Amanda, and then Rusty Nail comes back and says, "You really ought to fix that."
Oh,
What? Your tail light. And you're like, oh shit. He is, you know. Now he's been the shark in the water, like in Jaws this whole time. He could be anywhere.
right.
But now you know he's right behind you.
Right.
That scene is awesome.
And you
Absolutely
realize
awesome.
that the scene earlier with the state trooper wasn't just
Yeah.
a throwaway scene.
Yeah.
Where he got the citation.
I got a tail light out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like it's you know, like Chekhov's gun. Like we got to know about that because, and when it happens, like he just bought the car. Why would the taillight be busted? Who gives a shit? But yeah, when that dude says that line, that's an oh shit moment right there.
I
for
do
sure.
kind of wish, and this might be just me.
Yeah.
I do kind of wish he didn't get the citation for the taillight being out. I wish that never even came up till Rusty Nail said it. And then
Yeah.
have a scene with the brothers pulling over like this dude's full of shit, this Rusty Nail, and then seeing the taillights out.
Oh, okay.
I think
okay.
that would have been a little bit more suspenseful because when that happened and he said that, you're like, oh, that's right. The cop wrote out the ticket for that. But I don't know. I think that would have been kind of interesting. Would it have been better? I don't know.
That's a good take. I think that kind of storytelling works if they don't feel the danger, the immediate danger.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just continue fucking with the guy, and then when they pull off, he's like,
That's very true,
"Dude, what? Your taillight's out." And then they know, like, okay, he's actually out there,
Right.
and he's close. Because you know, Walker does have the question. He's like, "Well, what's the range on these things?" I don't know, like
4 to 5 miles.
4 or 5 miles, maybe. And that's another thing. Hats off to the production value because something as simple as seeing that closer shot of the volume bar of the CB, that little red, you know,
Yeah.
where like
light
anytime
up.
he talks, you just see the red bars just flash. I love it's scary. Again, it's a scary thing because if you start to see him move, you know he's close. He's about to say something.
Well, yeah,
Absolutely
especially like in the middle of the night where they're driving and they're both almost asleep, and he's like, "Kern."
Yeah.
Like you see it start to flicker. Like, dude, it's fucking amazing, honestly. Yeah.
Yes. I dig the fact Amanda, you know, she has a pretty cool scene that, you know, she wants to talk about. It's, you know, the moment, you know, the pivotal moment where they start talking with him, but still found a way to talk about Paul Walker's ass, you know, on display. Good on you, Amanda. You know,
Well,
I mean, hey, you know, you got to flaunt it, right?
take your chance when you get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like the fact, like, what makes Rusty such a fun character is the fact that he's not just like an unstoppable killing machine. He gets a little
Calculating.
methodical. He's calculating. He's smart. And I like that he has a little fun with them. You know, I'm just playing with you, you know, to put them through the ringer the way he does. Am I wrong in that just in that moment, you're kind of like, you're rooting for him. You're like, all right, way to go. Like, because you don't want anything bad to happen to him, but they kind of provoked him. You know, they started the shit, right?
Mm-hmm. Classic
Yeah.
FAFO.
Yes, it is. It is.
Now, the one problem I have with this film is right
Yeah.
after he smashes them up against the tree, it busts all the windows in the car,
Yeah.
dents up the side. They take it to this mechanic out in the middle of nowhere. He somehow fixes the entire damn car. Like, okay, this guy just had the glass laying around. He pulled all your dents out, like matched your paint. What is happening? That's the only part I have a problem with.
Okay. You brought it up, so I'll pick on it with you. You have to make a choice. Either you don't smash the car up, you know, you scare them, but you don't smash the car up, or you smash the car up and then you make it a talking point for when they do pick Vinna up, because you remember in the beginning, she's like, "Oh my God, you have a car? You never said." He's like, "Oh yeah, I got a car," because he's trying to be suave and cool about it, and it's a pretty sweet ride. What is it, like 71 Classic? But when he shows up and it's a battered piece of shit, then she's kind of like, what are we doing here? So, yeah, the fact that they did not just pull into like Pet Boys or AutoZone, and even that would be a stretch. You know, this is like the gas station from National Lampoon's Vacation. You know, where the guy's like, "All of it, boy." You know, it's like
guy spits the dip on the ground.
Yeah, it's like
how much you got?
Yeah, how much you got? Yeah, the fact that this guy is going to fix the entire thing, and could he have a spare windshield for a 1971 vehicle? Maybe.
Did he have all 4 roll-up windows on the sides? They all exploded, Jeff.
Yeah. I'm trying to help, but no. Well, it's kind of like when they stop for gas, like, hey, there's a old CB. Can you install this like right now? And the dude's just like, here's my power drill. Let's get to it. That's
$40.
Yeah.
Speaking of the car, that's another one of my favorite Steve Zahnisms, though, when Ben asked if they've named the car yet. And Zahn's character said, "We were thinking Lewis's shitty new Ford." I love it.
Yes. Well, it is a shitty new Ford. I tell you, Amanda, you got your Zahn list. I got one.
Okay.
Well, you got. Well, I was gonna give you one. I don't know if it's on your list,
Let's continue. Let's continue.
It's one of my favorites, and not to jump back into the motel scene, but when they're just laying there, just kind of having like a Folger's choice moment. You know, Paul Walker. You ever miss home? You ever, because he's trying to reason with his brother. He wants his brother to come out. And I love when Steve Zahn's like, "Yeah, I miss Mom's chocolate chip cookies, playing football with Dad on Sundays." And oh wait, that's someone else's childhood. No, I don't miss it at all. He's like he is absolutely, his handle on the CB is Black Sheep. He's just living up to it left and right. That's one of my favorite Steve Zahn moments is when he does that whole bullshit with him being sarcastic about missing home. I love it. That's a good one too.
See, and right before that, we get when he's looking at the channel lineup.
Yeah.
For the motel, and he says, "Are you in the mood for a story or a collection of scenes?" Because they have entertainment. Perfect. Perfect.
It is like that's a dude that he's a movie buff. Like you can't like I like that because like if Steve Zahn asked me that question, he is specifically asking what kind of movie you want to watch. And I dig that.
They know what type of movie he's talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
What type of movie?
Yeah. Well, you're not going to watch. Yeah. The fact that he asks, because it's such an awkward thing to ask your little brother, like, he's doing it on purpose, but
for sure.
It's a fun thing. Definitely. Sure. Let's talk about John Dahl for a quick second. Amanda, I know you love Joyride. If someone's watching this for the first time, and in the past we've always talked about like, an underrated project. So then we're like, well, what big movies would you guys recommend for this director? Now this year we're kind of reversing it because we're talking about big movies.
Oh God.
So here's my challenge. Like if you might not have an answer, and that's okay. I just want to give you the opportunity to talk about it if you do. But if someone were going to say, hey, I want to watch something else, this John Dahl guy, John Dahl, he's awesome. Like what What do you got? What would you recommend? Whether it's something he wrote, whether it's something he directed, or maybe even something he acted in. You got any thoughts?
No, I can't.
Okay.
I can't. I can't answer that. I don't know.
Well, he's not done a lot. That's why it's a tough one. Yeah.
I don't know.
Garrett, what about you?
Somebody told me I didn't have to prep a lot for this episode. So
Well, hey, listen, I'm just being a welcome host. I didn't want you going, hey, how come you didn't ask me?
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm going to be interested in both of your answers.
Okay. Well, Garrett, what do you got? What's your thoughts?
So
Underrated project.
This is a movie that didn't get a lot of traction when it first came out, and it came out in 1989. Got Val Kilmer, Michael Madsen both in it, and it's called Kill Me Again. Now, this film,
this one was first, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about it.
Now, I saw this film way after the fact of Joyride, but the critics absolutely freaking love this since the 20th century has come upon us. This movie is one of the only films I've ever seen get 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm not going to spoil anything about this, but Val Kilmer's performance in this film from 1989 is truly astonishing. I think this is one of the films that helped kickstart his career and also brings Michael Madsen into the, hey, I'm kind of an asshole. So, yeah, no, this is a good film, and honestly did not even know it was by the same person. But years later, I saw it and I absolutely fell in love with the film.
I'm going to have to check it out because I adore Michael Madsen.
I love Michael Madsen.
He's in my favorite movie of all time, so I'm going to check it out. Thank you.
Wait, what's the favorite movie here? Hold on.
Reservoir Dogs is my favorite movie.
Okay. Mr. Blonde.
I like that. Yeah.
Can I do it? I don't know if we have time. I'll share a fun Reservoir Dogs story for Amanda.
All right. Yeah.
So a long time ago, in my youth, I worked in the mall at this place called the Suncoast Motion Picture Company. You buy all your VHS, your Blu-ray, your DVD. Well, you weren't buying Blu-ray then because they were gone by that time. But
DVD had just now popped in.
DVD, was the future. So, anyways, you guys, you're familiar with the store, so we always had those banks of TVs that show that it was outside, TVs on the inside the store all over the place. We played movies all day. Fun fact, there's a list, corporate would be like, hey, we need you to play these 6 titles all day long because they're on sale or they're the new release or whatever the case may be. And you can pick 2 or 3 just fun ones, just, let your staff pick, a favorite that they occasionally you can put on. Now, mind you, you got the TVs that face the outside of the mall, and then you got all the TVs that are inside the store. And this guy, Jason, it's his last day. Jason was, awesome. Just fun to be around, fun to work with. If you've seen the movie Clerks, then that's just kind of how our Suncoast was. Brad Kozo, our very own Brad Kozo, he worked there. David Burns worked there. We all worked there together at Suncoast. It's kind of like part of the origin story. So anyways, it's Jason's last day. And I'm like, hey, man, he's working like a 6 to 9 closing shift with me. I said, hey, man, you're going away present. We'll watch what you want to watch. He's like, I don't know. I said, I'll tell you what, just pick something. I'll just open, I'm an assistant manager at this point. I'm like, just open. I'll find it. Just open it. We'll play it. I don't care. Name it. Jason shoots his shot and he brings up a VHS copy of Reservoir Dogs. And I opened it and I played it. And everything was cool until a woman with a young child was pretty upset when she walked into the store because her little girl was watching Michael Madsen do his fun dance and rip that guy's ear off with that switchblade. So,
did you have a job the next day?
I did. I did get a little heat for it. And I promised to never do it again. But
so
more on that.
My son's 20 now.
Mm-hmm.
So about maybe 5 years ago. So I've been was introducing him to all these movies from my youth or movies that I thought he'd really like. And I was like, yeah, okay, he's old enough. He can handle Michael Madsen's little dance. You know, no big deal. This is mom's
Steelers
favorite.
Wheel. It's awesome. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, soundtrack of college for me.
Yes.
But anyways, so we watched Reservoir Dogs, and we're not more than 10 minutes into it. And my son looks at me and he goes, "This movie was made in the 90s, wasn't it?" And I went, "Yeah, why?" And he goes, "I'm just saying." And in that one scene alone, they had dropped the N-word like countless
Oh
times.
yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
It-
90s
it's a-
movie. It's a 90s. So yeah.
It's a
actually, the
Quentin
boys-
Tarantino 90s movie.
Yeah, the boys
Exactly.
at Shirley. The boys at
Yeah.
Shirley got quite a kick out of that story. My
Yeah.
mom fail moment. Yeah. So mhm.
My thought process when I played it in public at the mall, I just thought, well, there's no nudity.
right.
Yeah.
So if I have the volume kind of low,
But a lot of blood, a lot of violence.
yeah,
Tim Robbins screaming. Not Tim
Yeah.
Robbins. Tim Roth screaming.
Tim
Mhm.
Roth, yeah.
Time,
But
yeah.
hey, like
You're not gonna
I did-
fucking die. You're
Yeah.
gonna be okay.
I did what I did. I have no regrets. It wasn't the worst thing I did there. That's a story for another time, though. So, look, I know we all recommend this one. I'm gonna recommend you own it. You know, and Amanda, you own it, so you know what I'm already talking about. Again, you get the 3 audio commentaries, which are awesome. You get 29 minutes of deleted scenes because there's 3. What are 3? Is there 4 different endings for the movie that they tried out, and you get them all on this. So
Well, the studio made him change the ending, right?
yeah, studio was like, nah, we're not doing that.
They wanted
Which
a more
again, I get it.
mysterious-
I get it.
On deleted scenes, Jeff. So
Yeah.
I heard a rumor, and I don't know if this is true or not. I had heard that Lily Sobieski filmed a romantic scene with both Steve Zahn and Paul Walker.
Yes. True. I mean, I can't confirm it like as I was on set, but that's been out there, and basically because like that scene where Paul kind of Lewis passes out, and then his brother like maybe starts to make a move, and you're thinking, dude, that's a slimy thing. Don't be that guy. Well, at the time they weren't sure. Like, is she going to end up with Paul Walker? Is she going to end up with Steve Zahn? So they did do like 2 romantic scenes. Nothing serious. Just
Well, she's 16, so
and that's that. And that, I think ultimately they're like, you know what, this just doesn't. It's not going to work. She's too young. Regardless of what she looks like in the movie, those guys are like 10 years older than her. So they're like, yeah, let's just not do it. So yeah, it's not on the deleted scenes, but apparently they filmed it. So we'll never know.
interesting.
Here's here's something I don't know about, and maybe you guys can help me. I think Garrett might be the best choice here. So there's 2 sequels, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen either one of them?
I've
Because
seen
I
both.
know. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and hazard a guess that nobody from the original is in it. Not even Ted Levine's voice. Is that correct, or
Correct. Yeah.
are they worth watching?
Second one is an absolute dumpster fire. Third one, they actually kind of reel back in, and they got Ken Kersinger, which played Jason Voorhees from Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah.
Played Rusty now. He's actually got a very deep voice, so it kind of works with him. You never get to see his face, anything like that. But yeah, part 3 is okay. Part 2, no, I would not recommend in the slightest.
All right, Mandy, you haven't seen the sequels, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, thank you.
I don't know. I mean, with all due respect to Ken, who anyone that plays Jason Voorhees, we all 3 love.
Yeah.
we love those guys, but I don't know. It just direct to video sequels to horror movies tend to not be great. So
Well, if it was 1980s, yes. Once you get past the year 2000, hell no.
yeah, it's just not going to work. So. Well, listen, I think that's going to about wrap it up for this this bonus episode. I'm glad we had a chance to talk about Joyride. I know, Amanda, I know for a fact you'll be back soon because, before you know it, October will be here. And we always go big in October. Amanda always helps us out with 1 or 2 episodes. So hopefully we got some fun ones, Amanda. And we got 1 or 2 slashers. So the slasher girl will get to live up to her name and talk slasher films.
Ready.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank you for listening in or watching if you're on YouTube. Stick around on YouTube. Like I said, hit that subscribe button because Garrett and I got previously on where we're talking about all of our favorite TV shows. I don't know about you. I feel like all I do is watch TV now because people are like, "What about this show? What about that show?"
Honestly, it does feel that way. On days off, it's like, all right, now I've got to watch 3 episodes of this, catch up. No, it's
Hey, you want to go hang out? No, I got to watch 16 hours of TV.
exactly.
And,
Yeah, maybe next week.
It is a yeah. It's fun though. I'm not complaining. Right?
It's okay. I didn't have a social life before that anyway, Jeff.
Me either. Well, Amanda, thank you for joining us. Thank you for repping the new A Film By T-shirt. Our new super soft.
They
tee.
are ultra soft. You didn't lie.
Yeah, that's. I'd like to say that I get complimented on like the logo change and this and that, but no one. I was like, this is the softest shirt. So hats off to.
Second favorite thing about the shirt, how soft it is. My first is the logo.
Oh well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Shout out to Little Miami Apparel, my buddy Justin, who does our t-shirts and stuff for us. So
Okay.
you want super soft, you gotta go see him. Basically, he's the guy. He's got the best t-shirts. He's got the best equipment. So okay, to all of you out there watching the show, supporting us on Patreon, checking out YouTube, we thank you, and we'll see you next time.